everybody. I wanted to talk about a program that doesn't actually exist yet, but it's through our church. We're trying to get something off the ground, and we've talked a lot about it. The community around our church, Redeemer Lutheran, is sort of underserved, and we've talked to the school, the elementary school resource officer in this community, and she has identified quite a few things that we could help with. We're just trying to do some outreach and stuff. So we came up with it's like an after school, the idea is an after school or evening homework help program where we would have if we could offer transportation, we could go around the community and just pick kids up, or we could partner with a it's called Tweens to Teens transportation service in this community, and we might be able to do something with them. But anyway, the idea is we're going to offer homework help, and parishioners, we're going to have a volunteer thing where we sign up every week, probably once a week, one evening per week, to bring in casseroles and stuff to feed the kids. So there would be like some dinner and snacks and drinks for a couple of hours while kids have a safe place to do their homework with, where it's cool when it's hot out and it's warm when it's cold out, reliable internet, and it's quiet. Well, it would be a quiet time for kids to study. So anyway, pretend this is already out there because it's something we're going to do, and I'm excited to have this assignment here because it helps me figure out all the steps that we need to take and how we're going to evaluate how effective it is, because ultimately the church elders and whatever people paying for it are going to want to know that that we're using their money effectively. So the qualitative so in evaluating, we would want a qualitative method. I think so there would be some observation just while the kids are there at different times over a few days. We'd want to just I would want to like quietly watch and just kind of observe how it's going and make sure, are kids staying on task? Are they getting their work done, or are they just kind of screwing with each other? Like if my kids were there, they would be messing with each other. So I would want to watch, just kind of see how effective it is, that we're actually helping kids get their work done, because that's something the resource officer mentioned, that these kids, it's kind of a low-income neighborhood, and food insecurity, there's a lot of and Wi-Fi is an issue in a lot of these homes. So we would just want to make sure that we're being effective in the services we offer. So an observational study initially, I think, is how I would want to measure the success of this program. And then I think we would have to do some surveys. I don't think there would be a lot of kids. I don't know. There could be a lot of kids. I doubt more than 20 probably, but in the first couple of months anyway. But I would want to try to survey all of them, maybe send home a paper copy of questions, and then also maybe if we could do over text, like a SurveyMonkey thing over a text message or email, but it would be simple questions. The thing is, I just don't want to waste anyone's time, so I wouldn't want to stop kids and ask them questions, or stop any parents if they were driving their kids and dropping them off, or if the parents they're welcome to stay, of course. So if they stayed, I wouldn't want to take up their time by asking them, unless they approached me first and wanted to talk. But I'd want to make it quick and simple with a comments section, so they can tell me whatever they want to tell me and give us suggestions, because ultimately we'd want to know what's working, what's not working, what could we do better, Are the volunteers helpful? Like, that was another piece of the equation. We want to be kind of like tutors if kids need it, if we can help at all, depending how old these kids are and the type of homework they have. I don't know if all of us could help with chemistry and math homework, but certainly helping them study by like flashcards and things we could help with. So are the volunteers helpful? Are they patient? Do they seem like they're understanding and willing to help? Do they seem interested in being there in the evenings to help? So we'd want all that feedback. And so that's qualitative. And quantitative, we'd want to know, it would be kind of like a 0 to 5 scale questions. We would want, I guess that would be kind of the qualitative too, but how many families are we serving each night that we're doing this? How many are repeat guests, I guess? Then we'd also want to know, so like on a scale of 0 to 5, how effective are we? And all those questions about, do you feel like our helpers are very helpful for your kids and their homework, on a scale of 0 to 5. So we'd have some of those, and then we would tally up the numbers and put it in a pie chart and go over it with like the leaders of this program, and we would just kind of discuss what we need to change and what could we do differently. The comment sections would be really valuable to know. Is the food good? Do you appreciate having meals? What kind of foods do you actually like to eat? What could we provide more of? And then we would have to figure out like cost per family, cost to keep the facility open. It would just be like electricity and stuff, because we're all volunteers. So lots of questions, different ways to ask. Determine if the program is being implemented as it should be. So the surveys, I would contact and survey, I think, so we would start with the resource officer at the school and just kind of check in, and she could connect us to some teachers, maybe just a little bit of feedback, because she's really engaged in this and she would probably stop by and help. She wants us to get a backpack program going and snack program and stuff like that. So we would want to kind of get an idea from some of the teachers. Are the kids, does it seem like they're getting a little bit more of their homework done? Do they seem to be understanding the material from last week when they were at the program with us? Did we help them with understand something better? I mean, it's a small school, so it wouldn't be too hard to keep track of the kids that are coming and going, and we have a great line of communication open with administrators at that school, so I definitely see that this is all possible. And then just observations again, keeping track of which kids come back week after week. So that would be how we would gauge that. Goals, once the goals are identified, qualitative evaluation. So again, how helpful are we with the kids, and are the volunteers able to offer much help, or are the kids there primarily for the internet access or just the quiet space? Some of these kids probably have multiple siblings in the house, and it might be hard to find a quiet space to do their work. So in the unit of analysis, kids and their participation rates. So I mean, if it starts out with just a few kids and then word of mouth and the more kids are coming, and then and that's awesome, but then if numbers start to dwindle and then it kind of looks like a skeleton crew of kids and volunteers, if it just doesn't look like it's working, for sure we would want to know why and how we could tweak things, because we really feel like it's a good program, it's going to be valuable. So if something's not working, there's a reason. So we would want to tweak things where we can. And I would use convenience sampling of the kids that are there, and probably just survey all of them. Otherwise, if we had a huge group of kids, that would be amazing, and we would probably just go down, like mix up the roster, the list of kids, and just scramble the names and pick out every third name and send them a survey, or their parents. And actually we'd want to survey probably the parents and the kids, probably different surveys, because we'd want the parents' perspective for their kids and then the kids' perspective on how, if we're actually helping them, or if they're not even doing schoolwork but they just like to be there, that's great too. So but we'd want to know the differences. Collecting data, I think we would do, once we get as many surveys as we think are going to come in, once we get them, some focus groups among the leaders, and there'd be like 5 of us, I think, and then we would kind of talk about different topics, like the food part, and then the participation part, and the volunteer part, and that maybe like the time of day, maybe we would just have the focus groups work on their own, and then we'd come together and discuss, and then we would share with the volunteers what we find out. Of course, we want their feedback, but then let's see, analyzing the data. So yep, we would add up the scores and review with the key leaders, and we would, yeah, that sounds good. And so yeah, the outcome evaluation would be the teachers, counselors, and parents, and are we actually helping? Are we doing a service? We're happy to be there, even if it's just one kid. If we're being helpful in some way, then that's a win. So that's what we're there for. So mixed methods, I think, are ideal. That's the way to go for this, because we want numerical data and we want qualitative data, just to bring it all together, to know how effective it is and how many people we're helping. So it just gives a full picture of what's working, what's not working, could be done better, and how can we better serve the community. So I hope I touched on everything. I don't know, getting eaten by bugs out here. So anyway, thanks everybody. Bye.